So shame on anyone who is exploiting the pain and suffering of disaster victims to jam through partisan ideological policies.
That was Democratic Congressmember Ted Lieu at a hearing in the House of Representatives earlier in the day. Democrats are on the hunt. Democrats are going on the offensive. This is the type of fire and passion I know we and you have been wanting to see. Let's take a look at what happened on Capitol Hill today. So that was Democratic Congressmember Ted Lieu. Let me show you this MAGA Republican Congressmember Mike Flood, who talks about the Republican budget and says there's going to be a lot of pain that the American people are going to need to have inflicted upon them by Elon Musk and Donald Trump. But the Republicans say Americans deserve to feel torture. Americans deserve to feel pain. Americans should sacrifice in the name of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Here, listen to him. This is what he says. Here, play the clip.
You will see a menu of options that will come out in March, and it will be littered with a collection of ideas, some of which Americans are going to really not be for. But hey, if we don't sacrifice, if we don't understand that this is going to be a painful process, nothing's going to change.
Let me go back to Democrats for a second. Here is Democratic Congresswoman Balint. Here's what she has to say.
I want to remind everyone that while fires raged through Main Street and Palisades, Elon Musk said that DEI means people die, in reference to the Los Angeles Fire Department's response. And my House colleagues seem to agree. This here is a tweet from Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene posted on her official social media. It says, how's your DEI mayor of Los Angeles working out for you? So it's become crystal clear that the phrase DEI is used in place of much more offensive terms to talk about people of color, to talk about women, queer people in this country. It's sickening, and they're literally saying this while people were dying. So obviously, this has nothing to do with the families who lost everything. It does not do anything for the communities that were destroyed. It's an absolutely wrong way to deal when you have a natural disaster. And I know.
Another clip right here of Democratic Congressmember Ted Lieu. Let's play it.
I just want to explain, when you solve for the wrong problem, not only do you not get the solution, you can cause harm. So Donald Trump has it in his mind that somehow there's a spigot in Northern California. He's going to open a valve and dump water to Southern California. Here are the facts. Southern California's reservoirs are at near record levels when this fire happened. Didn't matter, because Donald Trump then ordered the Army Corps of Engineers to release over 2 billion gallons of water that almost flooded farmland, if not for the local water districts that pushed back. But guess what? This water was saved for the farmers for the summer season when they needed the water. And so the president wasted all this water that isn't even reaching Southern California. It's going to evaporate for a PR stunt. So this was a harmful, ludicrous action to solve for the wrong problem.
Now, let's pivot for a second and let me show you MAGA Republicans. Here's MAGA Republican Congressmember Andrew Clyde. Here's what he has to say. Play the clip.
The interest in the Gaza Strip from a U.S. perspective, your thoughts there on what happens next?
Well, you know, President Trump is an amazing individual. He thinks outside the box in many, many areas. And, you know, what we've seen happen in Gaza over the last number of decades just hasn't been working. So I think it's time for a new solution. I think the president has put forward one that has merit to it. And I think that we'll just wait and see how it actually, transpires. But I think the president has a pretty interesting idea that deserves some serious thought.
And it's floating, yeah.
And folks, this does remind me a little bit of the Stephen A. Smith clip. You may have seen this one. Here, play it.
Or his title for the moment don't matter. Every other word he was saying, I want to thank Donald Trump. I want to thank Donald Trump. I want to thank Donald Trump. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your... Shut the hell up and do your job. How much ass kissing must y'all do before your breath starts smelling like shit? I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. Just do your job. Do your job.
Let me go back to the Democrats. Here's Democratic Congressmember Ted Lieu again. his fiery and passionate speech. You're going to want to watch the whole thing here. This is good stuff. Here, play this clip.
Ranking Member Natalie, for using your time. Thank you, Chairman Fitzgerald, for letting me attend. Mr. Hilton, are you a firefighter?
I'm not a firefighter.
Mr. Ring, are you a firefighter? Mr. Ring, it's just a yes or no question. Mr. Ring, are you a firefighter? No. All right, Mr. Greenhow, are you a firefighter?
I'm not a firefighter.
The northern part of my district was evacuated. I've talked to numerous firefighters. I've visited the intensive damage. I've had multiple briefings from firefighters, first responders, and fire chiefs. This is what they told me. The reason these fires in Southern California spread so quickly, caused so much damage, was because of Santa Ana winds that reached unprecedented gusts of 100 miles per hour. Gusts so high that helicopters and the airplanes could not fly. Also because of very low relative humidity and the driest conditions in California history. None of the firefighters said it was about overregulation or homeless people or the Delta spelt fish or the timber harvest or voter ID laws. So shame on anyone who is exploiting the pain and suffering of disaster victims to jam through partisan ideological policies. We should get disaster aid to these disaster victims now without conditions, just like we treat every other disaster victim across America. We just gave aid this past December to South Carolina, Florida, Oklahoma. The Democrats say, hey, we want you to do better on climate change policies in your state. No, we just gave that aid because these are Americans who are suffering. So do not exploit them. I yield back.
Now let me show you what the MAGA Republican Congress members were saying. This is James Comer, who leads the House Oversight Committee. You know James Comer. I'm James Comer. You know him. Here, James Comer, again, in the very dystopian, Vladimir Putin-esque puppet style of propaganda goes, Elon Musk is being so transparent. What is everybody talking about? Everybody knows about the data that's being taken and the social security records and your medical records that are being taken by the billionaires. Everybody, we're being transparent with you. Here he is. Let's play it.
And this is a transparent administration. They're very transparent on social media as to what they're going to do. Kash Patel's very intelligent. He's written books about the issues in the deep state and in the FBI. He's been very transparent. Sure. He did a great job on the Hill, and I strongly support him. And the Democrats can grill him all they want. He's going to be the next FBI director, and he's going to try to reform that agency that's lost so much credibility with the average American.
Just so you see, this is his talking point today, that the right-wing propaganda media, whether it's Newsmax there or Fox here, they put Putin's puppet, I mean Trump's puppet, on right here. James Comer, who goes, we're being transparent with everybody. That's the type of damage control they run on state-run regime media called Fox. Here, play this clip.
I find it ironic that they keep referring to Elon Musk as an unelected bureaucrat or whatever their terminology is they're using when they've stood silent over the past 4 years when unelected bureaucrats have seemingly been running our country. They've been operating their agencies without any oversight, without any accountability, and they've been doing what they wanted to do, whether it was letting employees work from home or enacting policy like forgiving student loan debt when clearly the law didn't state that. I support what Elon Musk is doing. He's being very transparent with the American people. He's tweeting out multiple tweets per hour saying what his goals are. And I think it's what the American people want.
Yeah, well, I guess.
Now back to the world of normal. We go back to the world of normal. Here's Democratic Senator Warner on the Doge buyout offer, which has now been subject to a federal injunction. A federal judge in Massachusetts has blocked that buyout offer until at least next week. It's alleged by numerous unions that the buyout offer is illegal. There's no appropriation money for it as well. Also, people who got the buyout offer and took it from the IRS were told actually they still have to work through tax season. But I thought Donald Trump was going to get rid of the IRS. They're now being told the buyout offer wasn't a real offer. We told you it's a fake buyout offer. Donald Trump's a con artist. They're doing scams. This whole thing is a scam. Democratic Senator Warner, play the clip.
Andrea, every scam artist is the same. They want to, rush, take this offer right now, expires at midnight. How many times do we see that? When you've got people who are traumatized already, and that was what Trump's OMB director, Russell Vought, who we've been trying to stop right now, said he wanted out of the federal workforce. But the idea that these buyouts, where there's no money, there's not legal authority, the government potentially shuts down March 14th. My fear is these folks are going to get scammed and then be the first to be fired because they've raised their hands. And when we go to national security, my God, the idea that we are offering everybody at the CIA, do we really think, do the Doge bros who are, 25-year-old coders think if we lose our best spies, is some coder's going to come and take that job tomorrow? Or at the NSA, where we have the world's best cyber hackers, if they take this unauthorized offer or put themselves in harm's way, we are making our country less weak. And I say to my Republican friends, on national security, we've at least been bipartisan. We've got to hear your voices as well.
And there,
Democratic Senator Merkley, play the clip.
I mean, we have an assumption of a foundation of law. And once that assumption is gone, you have erased the line between a republic in which there is a Congress to make the laws and an executive to implement them, and a dictator and our imperial presidency where the president is given the power to do both. And that is why he's so dangerous.
I want to pivot to something else.
And speaking of kind of con artists, I just want to show you this sequence right here. I think it's rather amusing in that it shows that these people lie about literally everything. Trump, Tuberville, whoever. So Donald Trump said in his speech, it's a stupid thing, but that shows they lie about everything. How do you know they're lying? They're speaking. So Donald Trump talks about how Tommy Tuberville was the coach of Patrick Mahomes, the football quarterback from the Chiefs. False, not true. And again, Donald Trump's got major cognitive issues. I mean, this guy is psychotic and his brain is mush. His brain is fried. He doesn't have one, okay? So that was a lie. We called it out here on the MeidasTouch Network. That was very embarrassing that Trump's brain's mush. It shouldn't be. We know that that's the case. So then on Megyn Kelly, she interviews Tommy Tuberville, the senator who used to be a football coach. And then he claims to be really good friends with Patrick Mahomes. And he goes, yeah, we're good friends. I actually didn't coach him, but I recruited him. Not true. False. Okay. Tuberville had left the school way, before ever recruiting Mahomes. Mahomes doesn't even really know the guy. So then Mahomes is asked, so is he recruiting you or is he your coach? And Mahomes is like, no. I just want you to see the sequence of this, just because literally everything's a lie and a cover up of the lie. It just shows you an example. Here, play this clip.
And Tommy Tuberville, a great coach. His quarterback was named Mahomes. He was a great college coach. And I said, how good was he? He said, you don't want to know how good. He made me into a great coach. He's pretty good quarterback, right? Yeah, he was very good.
A few moments later.
Last question. So does this mean, since you used to coach Patrick Mahomes, that you're rooting for the Chiefs at the big game this Sunday?
Well, I never even coached him. What happened is I recruited him. And then I left and went to another school. But I've got to be very good friends with him.
Meanwhile,
he did not recruit me at the time, so I don't remember if I ever got to meet him or not.
You get the idea.
And as I showed you that, the Trump administration is being handed more losses in court. Not only did a federal judge temporarily block the Trump administration and Doge had Elon Musk from implementing their federal employee buyout offer until next week, the access to the Treasury Department has now been restricted as well, based on a court order out of the Washington, D.C. Federal court. There's been about 6 injunctions now that are put on the Trump administration, from an injunction on the government freeze, stopping that, to an injunction on access to Treasury Department files, blocking that temporarily, an injunction on the buyout offer, blocking that, an injunction on the birthright citizenship, blocking that, Donald Trump wanted to transfer trans people to different prisons and forcibly force them to detransition and deprive them of medication. A court blocked that as a form of punishment for cruel and unusual punishment. It was a Republican judge, actually, who even blocked that, Judge Lamberth. So Trump's being sickening. Trump's being handed a lot of losses. We're covering them all right here. Democrats are fighting back, and you see the difference. Republicans talking about, again, just look at this objectively. Republicans are talking about taking away your rights and causing you pain. Why? To help Donald Trump and Elon Musk feel good about themselves so they can take your money? Like, you should just be pissed at this. Again, just remove yourself from politics. Just be like, the heck? People are rising up. We're talking about it. There are protests happening across the country. I need you to subscribe to this YouTube channel because this channel is going to be the main hub. We're going to talk about things, where we got to go, what's going to happen. We're going to keep reporting the news, but we need you here. Hit subscribe. Let's go to 4 million.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.